Oh, yeah, and high-octane suds. Woo!
Hi, the name's Merlin, and I would love to see you in this Camaro.
Living in a material world.
You, the ice cream manufacturer.
Up against the wall, spread 'em!
You,
Me?
the frozen food distributor.
Ben and Jerry before Woodstock.
And you, the food retailer.
These three people will
Stand
square off
today
again.
in the midst of a selling revolution.
The selling revolution will not be
For today,
televised.
you're in a merchandising era of self-service,
So dig in.
where display and accessibility are the key to successful merchandising.
Man, that looks good.
Yes, today's problem is merchandising.
Over 3 kinds of vanilla.
To sell in high volume for high profits,
For high
frozen
people.
products are impulse items.
I'll take
And
it, I'll take
impulse buying is primarily
Women's fault. Oh.
an emotional decision.
The market crash.
Understanding this, manufacturers spend millions on package design.
Yep, this is the result.
But despite an appealing package or quality of the product, it's not enough.
Man, I hate this job.
You can't sell in volume if the frozen product isn't easily identified,
Can't?
attractively displayed, and within buying reach.
Don't tell me what I can't do. Who is this
What
guy?
it takes to effectively merchandise frozen products today is an automatic salesman, a real selling wizard.
Like
Yes,
me.
the successful automatic salesman has,
Left the building.
what? Who are you?
Forget the ice cream. I'll be right back.
A selling wizard? Well, you have sales appeal and capacity, I'll say that.
But lose the outfit.
But actually, right now we're interested in... What's that?
Oh, they're watching.
You know the answers to merchandising frozen products successfully? Fine. Let's go.
Are you married?
Yes, this is the answer. A real selling wizard.
Are we in heaven?
Rip off.
This all-new glass front cabinet, a silent salesman that offers greater profits to you with sales appeal styling, space-saving capacity, new product development.
It's a little big. I just want a hot plate.
And what's the first feature that makes a selling wizard?
Bosoms.
Sales appeal styling.
Or SAS.
And this cabinet offers sales appeal in action. Here your customers instantly see all the eye and buy appeal of your product through this maximum glass area front,
Look at him gather
across
around.
the narrow rail, and through the wider sales design top opening.
To grandmother's
No
house we go.
barrier between food and customer. An open invitation to buy.
I dare you not to buy
Still
this.
another advantage of this easy eye view, you can inventory your stock in a matter of seconds. One glance, and you know if the cabinet requires filling.
Just one glance, don't look
In
back.
addition, this cabinet automatically builds plus profits for you.
What's this, frozen cotton?
Surveys show that sales of high profit impulse items, such as ice cream,
Or smack.
score consistently higher turnover, averaging 53% greater sales without any special price inducements or selling campaigns.
First one's free,
When cabinets were kept orderly and kept full.
That's when men were men.
Then picture for yourself the sales turnover possibilities with this easy to see, easy to reach display working for you.
I'll take it, I want it. Gimme.
And notice how these convenient horizontal wire shelves
Oh, yes.
put your product always within buying range.
Give it to me, gimme.
They may be removed entirely for loading to full cabinet capacity.
But don't put your tongue on it.
And this extra storage space means you can offer wider variety, cut rush period shortages, reduce deliveries,
If you're into that.
and this stainless steel shelf superstructure, an integral part of the cabinet, gives you valuable tie-in display space,
Barbecue
yet
sauce?
allows a clear view of adjoining aisle displays.
Snouts and knuckles.
Or if it's a deluxe superstructure you
Oh, she's
want,
got a big scab on her knee.
gentlemen, if you please.
You filthy degenerates.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
This attention-getting superstructure, with its eye appeal display, is designed to fit over the stainless steel shelf-type cabinet top.
You can't look away, can you?
The pictures may be removed if more shelf space is necessary
Wow.
to boost the sale of high-profit tie-in items.
Where do I sign? I want it now. Name your
And
price.
speaking of attention-getters, notice this direct fluorescent lighting. Light just inches above the package level to give your merchandise real floodlight attention.
Turn on your
With
floodlights.
this cabinet, every frozen product is easily identified, effectively displayed, right at your customer's fingertips.
Beautiful.
Yes, on every count.
Guilty.
Anheuser-Busch Automatic Salesman scores high on sales appeal styling.
Next step, open a grocery store.
And here's the next outstanding feature. Real space-saving capacity.
She seems almost lifelike.
14 cubic feet capacity. 17 cubic feet capacity.
1,000,000 cubic feet
21
capacity.
cubic feet capacity.
Ah.
3 glass front merchandising cabinets to fit your individual needs.
What if I need love?
Every one of these models is built to give you maximum cubic capacity for each foot of store floor space.
This freezer rules.
Here's top-level loading, just inches from the top.
Hey, let's see some bottom
Here's a
loading.
new
Whoa!
combination of storage and sales space,
Nothing.
which means that foot for foot of length and width, Anheuser-Busch offers more cubic foot capacity.
Then all of
greater
mankind.
profits, and the kind of design that fits naturally, yet adds to the quality appearance of any store.
And it's a hide-a-bed.
Wow.
Speaking of beauty,
Bing.
what's our next? Ah, yes.
My.
Product development.
Starts at age 12.
Anheuser-Busch pioneered in the refrigeration field to solve their own refrigeration and merchandising problems.
With a typewriter?
This refrigeration experience was combined with years of merchandising know-how to offer you 3 all-new glass front
I want to
models.
see more freezers.
And now, here is a 4th.
Daddy, can I have it, please? Oh, please, oh, please, oh, please.
A cabinet with the same sales appeal styling and space-saving capacity, plus the newest refrigeration method yet developed.
Coldness.
Forced air refrigeration with the automatic defrost.
Oh, so the one I bought didn't have that? What is this?
And now, Wizard, can we see how forced air automatic defrost makes this the most advanced open-top automatic salesman ever made?
Are they allowed to show that?
This simplified sketch showing a cross-section of the cabinet
Makes no sense.
illustrates how the return air is drawn through a series of 4 passages where cold fins cool the air to 35 degrees or 40 degrees below zero.
Better plug into car.
This blower then moves the sub-zero air up the rear wall of the cabinet to the deflector, from which it passes across the top of the frozen product and repeats the cycle.
And it comes out here.
All merchandise in the cabinet is wrapped in a layer of super cold air. And this forced air refrigeration offers unlimited
Where's
choice
my
of
ice
package
cream?
arrangement, regardless of package size. You can move or remove the partitions entirely.
Look, it's up to you. I can't make all your
And here's
decisions.
the time control of the automatic defrost. Once the timer is set, you always offer merchandise at its frost-free best.
Ding.
This sketch shows how the defrosting is accomplished by the defroster blower and the electric heater elements.
Right.
When the timer calls for defrosting,
Watch out.
this blower and these heaters go to work at once.
Singing gaily.
Warm air is recirculated over the fins, melting the frost in a matter of minutes.
When do we eat?
And while the unit is defrosting swiftly, positively, the frozen products in the cabinet are completely protected as warm air is contained and recirculated within the cooling compartment.
Compartment,
so none
right.
of it reaches the cabinet.
Ooh.
And the melted frost runs down into a blotter-like pan where it evaporates. The cooling mechanism automatically resumes the forced air refrigeration cycle.
This balance of power keeps ice cream in
And here's
check.
another new feature on all 4 glass front models.
A handle.
This solid, non-scuff, anodized aluminum panel creates the attractive all-metal front appearance, assurance of lasting beauty. In addition, the front panel serves as a convenient, easy-to-use night cover.
To make hot love on.
Built-in feature, a stainless steel bumper guard for greater protection of your cabinet. Yes, the development of these features is the result of refrigeration experience combined with personal merchandising knowledge.
Well, not too
Every
personal.
cabinet designed with your needs in mind.
But I need a stove.
The pizza dominatrix.
You want to show us the complete line of cabinets, a model to fit every retailer's individual need.
Wow, that was close. She was mad.
If it's storage you need,
Back off.
here's the first of 8 models available, ranging from 3 to 12 to 22 cubic foot capacities.
Oh, that's mine. That's more me.
And this all-purpose 2-lid utility storage cabinet with 23 cubic foot capacity
Bodies stack easily.
accommodates 92.5 gallons in 2.5-gallon cans stacked 3 high, or 930 Philadelphia pints.
Or a million
And
thimble-sized
for those
pints.
who want 100% selling and storage capacity,
Get over it.
this is one of 7 remote models that provides a range of 7 to 22 cubic foot capacity.
How am I ever going to decide?
And this open top model is one of 2 built to give best possible merchandising with an open top non-glass model.
I'm not going to show you the other one.
This is one of 2 sliding glass top models available with glass sealed tops cushioned by rubber in a stainless steel frame to move at fingertip pressure.
God.
Here's the Island Merchandiser, designed for promotion specials and heavy store traffic lanes.
It doubles as a toll booth.
Accessible from all 4 sides,
Look at that.
it's mounted on rollers for easy movement to busy store locations.
This changes everything. Now I want this one.
Once again, outstanding features that Anheuser that make for a real selling wizard.
You know, I think I'll just buy a thermos.
Sales appeal styling,
Ding, 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 ding,
the
ding,
kind of
ding,
design
ding,
that beckons customers to see and reach for frozen products.
Plenty of lip and tongue
Space-saving
action.
capacity that gives maximum storage and selling use of every inch of space.
Meanwhile, the Soviets were launching Sputnik.
And constant product development. Forced air automatic defrost, many other features,
It's so
all adding
beautiful.
up to greater profits for you, the ice cream manufacturer,
You, Minute
the
Bowl.
frozen food distributor, the food retailer.
The guy with a bad coat.
Because this automatic salesman, a real selling wizard, means
Yeah.
increased volume, greater profits
She likes me.
through better
She does.
merchandising with Anheuser-Busch, manufacturers of quality refrigeration equipment.
And remember to buy Ed McMahon's Budweiser ice cream.
Hey-o!
Hey-o!
Lenny Riefenstahl's most powerful film.
Hi-yo!
Isn't this a Mahler symphony?
Oh, this is where Aldo Farnese got his start.
Certain actors own their roles. Farnese is Mr. Krasker. Simply brilliant.
Tonight's episode, The Dead Go Fishing, with special guest star Robert Culp.
Ah, this was the heyday of the Bongo Players Union. Top billing in all major motion pictures.
Our appreciation to the Van Nuys Community Center.
Ironically, he's dead now.
Yes, he did. He's talking.
Hey, Tom Poston on the make.
Hey, you got your tongue in my mouth.
Hey, you got your mouth in my tongue.
You always know the best places to take people. It's 2 in the morning. I gotta get a better stalking schedule.
Look, been married for 25 years. At least let me get to second base.
Alice and Sam the Butcher on a date.
Oh, great. I suppose I'll have to clean that up.
Come on, pal. If you're gonna murder somebody, seize the moments.
Nope, that didn't do it either. Sorry, nothing.
It was a bitter affair that ended briefly.
Mike Wallace, Night Beat.
Well, that interview went well.
Oh, it must have been Arbor Day. They planted little trees.
Excuse me, any of you know what evil lurks in the heart of man?
I just had to step outside for a fresh of breath air.
Good night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are.
The first movie filmed entirely with flashlights.
Come on, Merle. I only got 2 more D cells left.
Probably blew their budget on those bongo players. I just said a lot of B's. Bongo.
With 34 cylinders, the cars of yesteryear were impossible to flood.
Well, she's flooding the radio.
And creepy AAA is there.
Maybe this isn't my car.
Geez, not since Moonraker has there been such an exciting opening sequence.
Stalking's hard when you don't have a car.
Dumb, stupid. Oh, I gotta go back and get
James Ferrantino visits Tina Sinatra.
Here's the proper way to start a car.
Huzzah!
The motion picture you are about to see is based on a true incident taken from a recent psychic research file.
Wait a minute. Can we go back a bit? I'm a little confused.
Oh, he's going to tell us about trade school, isn't he?
No. Hard times for Maximilian Schell.
Yes, may I help you?
Have you been hearing some weird stories recently?
About Chuck Berry.
About telepathy,
I knew you were going to say that.
the fourth dimension,
Or Marilyn McCoo.
or ghosts?
No, it doesn't ring a bell. We must have the wrong movie.
The case that I'm working on the present time involves a little of each.
Hang on a sec. Here, I just got this one thing.
Me?
You?
Who am I?
Frankly, I've forgotten.
I'm a private investigator. Criminology is my hobby.
I sell parts of my record collection to make ends meet. I also manage a bowling alley. Oh, look, I'm kind of between projects at the moment. Oh, Mike, help me.
My philosophy?
Lots of leather.
Metaphysics. What is metaphysics?
It's really hard.
There's a long, complicated explanation to that question.
Which he'll be happy to give us.
But to make it simple, a metaphysician doesn't believe you're dead when you die.
So he's not much help at an accident scene.
Bulk records.
What am I working on now?
I got a development deal at
An
Fox.
interesting project. A radio
Oh, he's got a Heath kit.
to communicate with the departed.
Gasp!
A device by which we can
Yeah.
mechanically speak to the dead. Oh, it's true. It can be done.
My mom said so.
It's just a matter of finding the right frequency or vibration.
Who am I? Oh, I covered that.
Wouldn't it be fantastic
Fantastic.
to be able to speak to someone who has just passed over?
Quit squirming.
I just think we could find lost articles,
Coupons.
treasures, gold mines.
You're not buying any of this, are you?
We could even solve murders by just contacting the murdered.
I'm so lonely.
By going directly to the source, so to speak.
Passing the savings on to you.
Here, I'll give you a demonstration.
Let's kill somebody.
This
Is this?
works something like the first crystal sets.
Well, in a really vague way.
Never could perfect an electronic tube powerful enough to reach the high vibrations necessary.
To be in the cramps.
Leon, what are you doing down there?
Mom, I'm talking to the dead.
Did you look for a job today?
I put in some applications. Lay off.
What?
Nothing.
It
Me?
takes a while for temperature attunement,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
warming up.
Sure.
We'll try it again later.
Are you wearing corduroy? Because that affects the radio, you know. You should also wash your hair a lot so the vibrations work.
That's going to take a while. You want to hang out? We could play air hockey, but we have to be kind of quiet because my dad works third shift.
The problem of communicating with the departed
Is that they're dead.
goes way back.
Way back to the early days of stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry. I failed to tell you.
I'm made of liverwurst.
Here, I want to show you something.
This is Laura, my secretary.
Coochie, 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 little bear muffin. Hello.
Here's an interesting gadget.
My Winky. Sorry.
Winky?
Ah! Stop that. Wow. Jeez.
It's hard for him to make friends, I think.
Perchance someone is buried alive. This makes sure the outside world knows about it.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I haven't sold many yet, but I'm hoping...
So even when you're dead, you can annoy people, huh?
Radio's still warming up. We'll get back to that in a minute.
The case that I'm working on now started a few days ago
Mm-hmm.
God, he's
at the
annoying.
rooming house where I live.
Will Rogers was staying over.
The names of individuals and the location are the only deviations made from the true fact.
Who's that?
That's Beaver's house all of a
People
sudden.
have attested to the exact events that led up to the time of the murder.
Sure thing, Denny.
What's the big deal, Mike?
After you sin-filled old menace, you'll go to damnation as sure as I'm sitting here.
Quiet, will you?
Pass the Dutch loaf.
If you'd live a little more of what you preach, it'd be a lot easier to live with.
Meet the rest of the people that contribute to this strange case.
Okay.
Mrs. Coleman, the landlady. A widow for the last 12 years.
So you can really pack it away.
Fritz Kruger. One thing on his mind.
Reunification.
So help me, Kruger. If you don't take your blasted eyes off me, I'll throw something at you.
I didn't think it was that obvious.
Renee Caldwell, models for a living.
Models freezers.
In an hour and a half, she'll be dead. My name is Henry Krasker. I've been living here for the past 2 years. It's convenient to my laboratory. Sarah Stoll and Sons, Dennis and Ronnie. Husband just disappeared one day.
Oh, there he
Charles
is.
Younger, strange and very quiet. Keeps to himself. Works as a clerk in a music shop.
Andrew.
Been boarding here for a year.
Lots of it.
Raymond Milburn, from a wealthy family. Refined young man, likes music and the arts.
Ah.
Is separated from his family. He's trying his luck as a radio announcer.
Not going that well.
Hope Byington.
Wow.
Going to be married next spring. She's a close friend of Renee's. Occupation, cashier.
Telling them innocent kids stories about the dead and their hauntings. That's the work of the devil. You'll pay for it. The devil.
That's where I know you
That
from.
man is the devil himself.
Oh, shut up, you potentate of righteousness.
Listen to him. He'll pay to God for his sinful talk.
You gonna finish
Man
that?
is superior to all the living kingdom. He has nothing else to do on earth but to be ready for the new coming of the Lord.
Hallelujah. Johnny!
Christy Madling. Quotes the Bible well. I can't say the same about his work. He does so little of it. A friendless sort of a man.
Yet I rather like him.
That does it. That explains his no work policy.
Fine. Fine. Everyone pick on the devil.
Well, I've got to go meet with Richard Avedon.
Natalie Merchant. Oh.
Each word that was said prior to the incident was carefully reconstructed in the search for a
Doing
clue.
voiceovers.
Every movement of the victim was verified as accurate.
To make these lovely pewter figurines.
Mr. Krasker, I don't know why you put up with that holy personality.
The dink.
He's not really that bad. At least he keeps nothing to himself. What he has to say, he says.
Think he likes me?
He doesn't worry me as much as Kruger. I know it's none of my business,
Oh.
but if he ever tries to get funny, just call out, huh?
And I'll get someone.
Well, so far, all he's ever done is just look.
Say, you wouldn't be interested in the radio that could... Nah.
Yeah, she wants me pretty much.
Let's see here. Complete history of transistors. Oh, I'm in for the evening.
Just one last look at that corridor.
It's my halter top.
He's always hogging the bathroom, man.
Looks like Maggie the cat.
Thanks.
Just don't pit it out, okay?
Pete Townsend.
Staying in again tonight?
Yeah, I'm staying in tonight, but I don't like it. I'm bored silly.
Yeah.
What's the matter with you lately, Renee? For the last couple of
Don't
months...
you start on me now.
It's not all glamour being a Fleet Farm underwear model, you know.
Huh. So round, so firm, so fully packed.
2:45, going in place.
I'm sorry. It's just that I've had a lot on my mind lately. I have an appointment tomorrow with the Saul Tubbins Agency. If it works out, it'll mean a week's work on a yacht. They're taking a whole crew down to Catalina. Models, electricians, photographers.
Pipe fitters.
It's for a national mag.
Snake handlers.
But with my luck,
Teppanyaki chefs.
From Renee Caldwell's strange behavior, we assumed that she was in some sort of serious trouble and in no mood to discuss her worries with her friend of many years.
Or that weird girl who just left her room.
Oh, look, my father, the hero, is out on video now.
I hate Hugh Sidey.
Well, think I'll pluck my forehead skin some more.
I know, I'll smoke face down on my polyester sheets. Yeah.
Maybe I should take a shower before I die.
NC-17, 50s style.
The time was now 8:45 p.m. She had 45 minutes more
Till Roseanne.
to live.
Oh, sorry.
We thought that she spent the last moments in her room and that she saw no one during that time.
No one.
We were later proved wrong.
Why'd you bring it up?
Her background was similar to thousands of girls that have come to this large western city, finding suitable work and friends and quarters. These things were a problem at first. Her father died when she was 7.
Boo-hoo.
And her mother worked to support her and her 3 sisters. When she became of age, she managed to exist modestly on her earnings as a model.
Real modestly.
But her restless nature demanded more than just existing. A violent death was to be her destiny. I'm a police lieutenant in charge of reconstruction of the evening's events and finding her murderer.
I probably should have told you that earlier. I admit it. Something to do.
Well, gotta go get killed. I'm late. Death waits for no one.
Renee now had 39.5 minutes to live. She now had 39 minutes to live. She now had 38.75 minutes to live. She now had 38 minutes to live. Renee now had, let's see, somewhere between 35 and 37 minutes left to live. Adjusting for windage.
I'm gonna tell Kruger to stop thinking about me.
Hey, hand me out my shovies, please.
I've got to talk to you. It's very important.
I think I'm a chicken.
I don't have the time, Renee. I'll be late for work.
You better find the time.
After this film, t-shirt sales skyrocketed.
Hey, I didn't think you could get a sheet metal press in this room.
Is a meal ever over for you?
Are the kids in bed, Sarah? Ronnie is. Finally got him to sleep. Then he went to a scout meeting.
That is so interesting.
Mom, why do you put up with that religious fanatic anyway?
He's harmless. He spouts a lot of noise about religion, but he pays his rent.
Good in the rack.
The time, 9:05 p.m.
Thank you.
All occupants of the house were accounted for. The landlady and her daughter were sitting just 30 feet away from where the murder was to take place 25 minutes from now.
You know, the murder's not going to be that suspenseful when it happens.
Well, that was okay.
Oh, good. This room is even more dreary.
Dial M for Monday.
Ah, you woke up. I wasn't there. You hate that.
Well, let's see. 14 minutes to live. Wonder if I can get a pizza in that time.
Hi.
Hi.
I know I'm not supposed to call you there.
You being Amish and all.
Look, I can't stay in this house night after night.
I'm a nocturnal model.
Good. I'll meet you in 20 minutes.
I think I better get some light bulbs.
Hmm?
Monsieur here.
Forget it. She's long gone. The maiden form woman. You'll never know where she'll be murdered.
Where are my water wings?
She's sneaking into her own lingerie drawer.
This is Harry Connick Sr.'s girlfriend.
The time, 9:18 p.m.
The temperature?
12 minutes of light left. Does a person get a premonition that they're going to die?
Die.
Is there a signal or warning?
Just a voice.
If there was any indication of impending death, Renee Caldwell apparently was not aware of it.
How could she be so stupid?
Renee decided to go over to Mount Pilot.
Oh, damn, I'm gonna miss the commish.
Renee, do you have change for a 10?
The eyes of Kenneth Mars.
My mom says I'm grounded. I can't come over.
Renee.
You're not supposed to be watering. There's a sprinkling ban. Thought you should know.
Shoot that poison arrow through my heart.
Murder by implication.
A gutshot model will often hide in the woods up to 3 hours.
Make sure no one finds it. He wraps it in Bob Herbert's column.
Hey.
A fiendish murder had taken place, but yards away,
The binging
a life
continued.
had been silently taken for no visible reason. At 9:30 p.m., Renee Caldwell was dead.
Now, on to my next case.
It's getting late. Denny must be coming home.
You're not gonna not eat, are you?
And don't slam that door, young lady.
Tag, you're it. No tag backs.
Wait for it. Get ready. Look it up and down. Now! Yeah.
That's my bolero jacket.
What a segue. And the police immediately stroll to the scene.
Did you look at that? All the books Joyce Carol Oates published last month.
Wow.
Lieutenant,
Kiss me
the
hard.
coroner says there's not much doubt about the cause of death, but he'll send us a complete report as soon as he finishes the autopsy.
Harry, I want a complete background investigation on that girl. Search the entire block and see what you can come up with. And keep those reporters off the grounds until the lab is finished. Miss Byington, pull yourself together. I know it's difficult, but I must ask these questions. Time is very important to us. Every moment counts.
Sorry, Lieutenant. I guess you men see this every day.
Actually, it has been a while since the last
Must be
crossbow
callous
murder.
to it.
Don't you believe it? I don't think I'll ever get callous to murder.
Now where's the stiff?
Crazy. It just couldn't have happened. Who'd want to?
Who has the time?
There's no reason.
Harry,
Oh,
you get a list for friends and acquaintances. Try to go back as far as you can. Mrs. Stoll, can't you tell us anything more? Possibly about what the man looked like? You said he was shorter than I.
And I resent that.
Would you say that he weighed about the same as I do?
It was hard to tell. He had on a big coat.
And no pants that I can remember.
It was dark outside and his hat was pulled down.
does that sound right?
I didn't give it much thought at the time.
crossbow seemed perfectly natural.
I did see him trip as he ran away.
Do I get a meal?
That would account for the heel, Lieutenant. It's on its way to the lab.
A heel?
Yes. They found a heel wedged in the step on the front porch. It looked like it had been torn recently from a man's shoe. Now, do you think you could add anything at all to this? Did you see the man?
Not much.
I'm kind of dumb.
I never want to go through anything like that again.
I like
The
Pam.
way she just stood there.
It was hard to believe that no commotion or noise was heard. Each of the principals involved was questioned at the scene.
That's what makes it so eerie. I heard nothing.
Is that a tick on her face?
Mrs. Stoll, couldn't it have been possible for one of the boarders to have run by you and come around back into the house during the time you were calling us?
I guess it would have been possible.
I eat biscuits.
I want to question each person in the house, including the children.
I don't know what so good about all that. They show better stuff on television.
Yeah, and they even let you see the body.
Thanks for that little commentary on social mores, kids.
It's the Mary Jo Kopechne Memorial Bridge.
Adolf Hitler is Knight Rider.
Adolf?
They just don't work that well as gloves.
Damn that Tom McCann. Ah.
The heater never works in this thing. Starts well, though.
One thing about this getaway, great gas mileage.
0 to 60 in about an hour.
Hi, I just got off my shift at Perkins.
I just heard, Louis.
Hello, Henry. This struck close to home, didn't it? Sorry to take you away from your laboratory, but we need all the help we can get.
You know anybody?
I hear you're working on some interesting projects. Why all the secrecy?
My present projects aren't secret. Just misunderstood.
Henry, I've known you a long time.
You know, not kneeing you in the groin is a constant
I
struggle.
don't feel right about asking you, but
Will you marry me?
you think you can shed any light on what's happened here tonight?
Very little.
There.
I left the house about an hour and a half ago.
I had just finished my ironing.
My laboratory is within walking distance from here.
You've been a great help to us in the past.
By staying away.
Though your methods weren't always,
How will you
use the
say,
term loosely, orthodox?
I helped solve 8 cases for you, friend Lewis, with my methods.
Yeah, I know.
My whiskery kitten. What?
Where did he find it?
Behind the garage, partly buried under some old papers.
Friar Tuck's been fingered.
They're good, but we wanted Mac Davis for our raffle dinner.
I'd ask him to leave, but they'd think I was racist.
Round up all the usual bongo players.
Thank God you're here, officers. They just came in and started that.
Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man who wears them ties.
And Spooner, Wisconsin would never be the same.
Oh, let's go across the street, see how the Nicholas brothers are doing. Okay.
Younger, how long you worked at the music store?
I've been working for Mr. Joseph for 7 years.
So your career's really going
You heard
places.
nothing.
Just bongos.
Oh, I know. I heard this commotion in the hall and came out to see what it was, and that's all I know.
How long you known this Renee? What kind of a girl was she?
And all the time I lived there, I never even talked to her.
I did sculpt her in butter once.
Did you ever take her out?
Well, I guess maybe I said hello a few times when I passed her on the porch.
Cut the innocent act. 3 things we know about you. Number 1, you were seen following her home last night.
Here's your essay on it.
Number 2, you've lent her small sums of money from time to time.
Just $5 one time, and once before $10. She paid me back.
Yes, we know. We found the IOUs in her room. Trusting soul. And number 3, you were married twice before.
They're getting hard
Each
nosed,
time for
huh?
not longer than 3 weeks. Both divorce papers contain words like miserly, mental torture, and fits of anger.
Along in there.
Real nasty.
Look, Phil, we've seen your gear. Let's get on with it.
Huh. Film seems to have taken a decidedly Jarmushian turn.
Actors, we're rolling.
Hey, that's the thing that I used to kill the...
In all my years on the force, I don't think I've ever seen a more vicious murder.
God, I love my job.
Sir, should we be interrogating him or not? Or
Sorry, Steve.
Take that wig off of him.
Well, suppose we probably ought to get some questions in here.
Fritz Kruger, huh?
hey, that's my Jerry hair.
What's your full name?
Esther Hoffman Howard.
Alfred Ludwig Kruger.
Oh, arrest him for the accent.
You look familiar.
Are you on Star Search?
Little picture of a horse I drew, sir. Didn't get the tail right.
You weren't in the house, so where were you?
Mm-hmm.
I had a date. And almost I get to the girl's house, I find I don't have a wallet, so I go back.
I find she is
When I get there,
racially
I see all
impure.
the commotion, so I stayed.
It's Minnie Pearl's murder weapon.
You ever been arrested?
Define arrested.
Yeah.
You betcha.
Serve any time?
Oh, yeah, just...
3 years.
What was the charge?
A crossbow killing, but I had nothing to do with this one.
Ugh.
Bothering a girl.
Bottling a girl?
But I don't kill nobody.
Unless they really deserve it.
The Henry case.
Yeah, that's for sure. Huh?
Monkey-eyed kraut packer.
Ooh.
The girl was pretty young. Wasn't she, Kruger?
Kruger, Luger, Booger.
Well, I guess that's it for this interrogation, huh?
Meanwhile, at Television City in Hollywood.
This must be CBS's replacement for the NFL.
Excuse us, we're kind of recording if you don't mind.
Out of the studio.
This must be some of that crazy rock and roll that the kids are listening to.
It's called the Crossbow Suite. Toot, 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 toot.
A child's introduction to jazz.
We want to ask you some questions.
Huh? Oh, hi.
Jazz.
Like I told you before,
I already have life insurance.
I was in my room getting ready to come down to the radio station. I fill in on commercials and announcements.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. You don't use the name Raymond Milburn professionally, do you?
No, I use Ray Rock.
Used to be Ray
I'll
M.O.R.
get my own show started soon.
What's your present schedule?
Empty.
I fill in at 10 p.m., cut out at 4:30 a.m.
That's why I'm wearing my pajamas.
How long you lived out here?
Me? Oh.
Let's see now. I left San Francisco about 18 months ago.
Jack and Neil and me.
You've been here ever since, huh?
Yeah. Except for the first couple of weeks, I lived in a hotel. Got too expensive.
Anyway.
Say, Lieutenant.
You play bass?
There isn't any chance of keeping this from my parents.
Mr. and Mrs. Rock?
Is there?
Well, we won't notify them unless it's necessary.
Why are you so concerned about keeping us from your parents?
Well, they think I'm at Votech, and it'd break their heart if they knew.
I have some money coming to me in a few months. It was left to me by my uncle on the condition I don't get into any difficulties.
Yeah, well, you know.
Why do you anticipate difficulties?
When I first moved into the house, I dated Renee. You know, a few laughs, that's all.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, know what I mean?
That's all there was to it.
All right, go on.
Did you kiss her?
Well, you might as well know. You'll find out anyway.
I'm pregnant.
The only laughs that girl got came from bottles.
Wow.
We put on some dillies.
He works for Dairy Queen?
Just don't want my parents to know.
They're anti-dilly.
That's all.
You know, I was talking to the manager a little while ago, and
Seems real nice.
he told me he got to work about 25 minutes late the night the female was murdered.
Yeah. My car conked out right on the freeway.
Yeah.
Guy came along finally and gave me a push.
Yeah.
Started right off.
Is that a good enough story?
Suppose you want me to prove it?
That would be nice.
Well, I can't. I have to take his license number.
That's it. Just back away nice and slow. Nobody gets hurt.
Yeah, that was interrogation in D. All right.
Intensive questioning of each suspect continued for 6 days. They were re-questioned at their places of business, at police headquarters, and at the rooming house itself. Their stories remained unchanged. Each steadfastly maintained his innocence, and they gave no outward appearance of guilt at all.
Look, you can have the variety section when he's done.
All right, God Jockey, come on along.
What? Invisible Army? I don't see any. Now come along.
So Jesus is my personal savior.
Your full name?
Christopher Matling. No middle initial. Let he that committeth no sin cast the first stone.
We'll cast more than stones, Buster. Give us straight answers. No quotes.
Ever been in jail?
No.
Ever been arrested?
Well, maybe.
I was picked up once for vagrancy, but I wasn't booked.
Get off of Cloud 7.
9, sir.
Beneficious murder committed. And you'll look good.
Me? Why, me? I wouldn't look twice at that flip.
The Charlie Callis defense.
Wild. I knew she was no good the minute I laid eyes on her. She was possessed.
With what?
Gumption.
Evil. She was evil.
She brought the birds here.
I hadn't been there a week, and I knew she would come to this kind of end. John chapter 3, verse 8. He that committeth sin is of the devil, for the devil sinneth from the beginning.
Knock it off.
The devil is my brother-in-law. Lay off.
I write and give lectures.
And I wait tables.
What do you write?
stories about the forces, good and evil, about God.
Who buys your talent?
I had a story in highlights.
Intellectuals. I make a living.
Another brutal interrogation scene. Peter's out.
Ooh, another senseless drive-by filming.
Tate days in the cola.
Oh, that's good water.
So the water cooler is conveniently located at his desk.
God, I love water. I think I love it too much.
You rang.
Anything?
No, still can't go,
Just
sir.
a few things. Nothing near as sensational as the papers are making it.
Nice picture of you, though.
Younger.
Then springtime are you, sir?
Still in his room. Matling was one of the first ones on the porch after Mrs. Coleman called us. And Screwball Matling even started to give the girl last rites.
Matlock?
And the crossbow, impossible to trace. The company that made them is no longer in business. They made about 2,500 of the things. Had a fire in their place and lost their records.
Bummer.
You like meatballs?
5 men in the house. And only 1.5 million others in this city to work on.
Doing, 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 doing.
We can assume for the time that she knew the person. She didn't lack boyfriends, but for the last couple of months she stayed close to the house. Come in.
Liberace.
I got here as soon as I could. I've known Renee since we were kids together. It almost killed her mother when she heard the news.
Where's he going with
She
this?
hasn't been feeling well anyhow. Renee has had a lot of bad breaks, and I'll admit that she's been pretty wild, but she's done nothing to deserve this.
Well, our evidence shows she did.
That maniac who did it deserves no trial.
No.
Take it easy. We're doing everything we can.
Now I'd like to ask Francis the Talking Mule a few questions.
What's got us is the motive. She had no known enemies. There's nothing at all in the girl's past to indicate that she was in serious trouble of any kind.
Well, what have you learned so far?
Someone purring?
And why won't they let us see the body?
A couple of things we know for sure. The weapon was a sporting-type crossbow.
We're checking Renaissance festivals around the country.
A window rod was taken from a hall window, broken in half, and sharpened with a file to fit the barrel. And then with its 80-pound pull, it not only pinned that girl to the wall,
it made julienne fries,
but embedded itself 4 inches into a wall stud.
Speaking of studs, that's for me.
What do you got?
Yes. Yeah, will you please? Well, we may have some kind of a break. I don't know. In a few minutes, we'll have a report on the heel. Now, I'm not raising too much hope. It was manufactured by a large company, and I guess they're...
Direct from the
there must
laundry
be
room.
Millions, literally millions, sold all over the country, and, well, just about hundreds of thousands sold in this area every week.
It's from the lab.
She just stole the whole picture.
So what can I do for you?
Do you recognize these pictures?
Oh, that's Bob Crane.
This looks like the type of work that Tony turns out.
Who's Tony?
He works in a studio on Hollywood Boulevard. I think it's right off of Wilcox. Last name's Bettini. I used to work with him for a while.
Pardon my spandex.
I'm going to have to take you to my house for further questioning,
This is
ma'am.
stuff. These are the same props he uses. He does some nice stuff.
A herb walnut stuffing to die for.
Tony can probably tell you about them.
Well, I'm going home for lunch.
Me too.
Yeah.
Come on, Herb, I got some film to pick up here. 33-minute photo.
Guy's wearing pumps.
Welcome to Win.
My dear girl, what do you mean me touching? Do I look that I need excessive retouching?
But, ma'am, I tried to explain to you when you came in for the picture that we cannot retouch natural color photographs.
Well, I never. I admit that I have a few character lines, but these pictures make me look years older than I am. Why is it that the pictures on display always look so nice? And when you come to pick up the finished pictures, they look just miserable.
But, madam.
Young lady, my only complaint is they look just like me.
That was worth it.
Who's the owner here?
Mr. Angelus owns the studio, but he hasn't been here for about 6 weeks.
Since I killed
He
him.
and his wife are in New York. However, Mr. Pettini is the manager. We're the only ones here.
How long has Mr. Pettini been working here?
Well, Mr. Pettini's been here about 4 years now.
And 10 minutes.
Are there any other employees?
No, we're the only ones here.
And I don't even work here.
Could we talk to him, please?
Well, we're pretty busy right now, but if it's important.
It's important.
You see, we need our glamour shots as soon as possible.
Hey, neat. Wow.
This day just keeps getting better.
I'm very busy.
It'll just take a minute. Did you take these pictures?
Yeah, this one's fuzzy, and I'm blinking in the other one.
No.
Look, friend, if you've nothing to hide, just tell the truth. One of your friends down the street recognizes your work.
Don't look at me.
And some of the props you're using.
Is this a Dockers ad?
Fine. Thanks for your time, sir.
We have a few questions we'd like to ask you. Downtown.
All right, come on.
Well, he just doesn't seem like a quiet little man who would keep to himself.
Hey, my gum is losing its flavor here.
The bustling city.
Come back anytime.
Excuse me, just gotta run to the Biffy.
Arnold Stang, fugitive.
Good luck. Meet you back here, Roy.
He's squealing there, huh?
Must get to bargain clown.
The loneliness of the long-distance dweeb. Cool.
Come on. Can we just talk about this?
Stop in the name of Eddie Deason.
No, don't hit down.
No, don't hit. I'm wearing glasses.
I'm sorry, I ate all my band candy.
Whoa, super wedgie.
What's a 6-letter word for toast?
What's the story on this guy Krasker, anyway?
Is he seeing anyone?
Who, Henry? Oh, that boy's got a good head on his shoulders.
Too bad it's not his own.
You know, I used to work with his dad years ago in the crime lab. Quite a guy.
My history assignment, sir.
He asked me to help him with something he's working on.
We're putting a sauna in his basement.
It looks to me like you're gonna have the time.
What the hell does that mean?
Big guy.
Wow.
Hello, let me have the district attorney's office, please.
Hi, Wade, how are you?
Hello, Morgan. Is Lewis. What do you mean, release Pettini?
Get him, let him go. Oh, thought it was something like that. Yeah.
He's in a bad mood.
Yeah, I see your point. And thanks.
Mom said we can't.
Well, you heard it.
Actually, I didn't, sir.
Come on, let's get out of here and have a sandwich.
Give my throat more room to pack it away.
Benny's not that great sandwiches is around the corner.
Hey, Helmut Kohl is working the counter.
Scooch over,
We
Ted.
had to let him go.
So help me, Lieutenant, if you would have let me handle that man my way, I would have knocked it out of him.
It's too bad, but they don't do that anymore.
Yes, they do.
If only we could have found the shoe with the missing heel.
He had every right to destroy his old shoes.
I've done it myself.
He didn't have to keep them.
It's his constitutional right.
Oh, if we'd just gone to that photo studio sooner.
Regrets, sir?
You can't hold a man or convict him because he buys a new pair of shoes.
That's the basis of our
Then why
judicial
all the
system.
nervousness and the fighting and the unwillingness to cooperate and that alibi? He went to a movie.
Look, I didn't say he's not guilty. I just said we can't hold him. We can't pin a thing on that guy. No one can identify him. We don't have the shoes to compare the heel with, so we bought a pair of shoes.
Where the hell's my menu?
It's coincidence. Why, any good lawyer'd make a monkey out of us with that kind of a story.
I still bet, Lieutenant, if you'd let me try, I'd knock the truth out of him.
Wow.
Well, don't let it get you. Benny.
Benny.
Check.
Oh, wait, we never ordered. Yeah, no, been out of shape.
It was at this point that our case took a strange turn.
All the suspects moved into my house.
Admittedly, I was baffled and had little more to work on. Dr. Henry Kraska, for years, had been working on an intricate device to communicate with the dead.
I do believe the so-called dead can be contacted.
The dead wannabes.
But only under certain conditions. First,
a socket wrench.
All who are concerned must give their full cooperation.
We'll arrange this month's speaker.
Second, and most important,
clearance from
no
God.
light can be permitted. Except for maybe a very small one.
Well, yes or no, which is it?
Why is that so important?
It's rather difficult to explain.
But remember, I know more than you do.
But a medium has to reach a certain rate of vibration to contact anyone on the other side.
He was anxious to try out his theory, and I felt that as long as I didn't participate in an official capacity, it would not involve the department in one way or another.
Can I have a Phenamint?
Personally, I was intrigued with the idea, and I'd heard from before that such a radio had been worked on by other men.
I've got lots of food.
Mr. Thomas
Do you really
Edison,
want some?
before his death, was interested in a similar device. Certainly no harm could come of it. The plan was to set up a preliminary meeting of those involved and to interest them in the idea. If they had nothing to hide, they wouldn't object.
In order for them to lower their vibrations to ours, the go-between, or medium, must work in almost total darkness.
Boy, he's got him.
And if a light should be suddenly turned on, they could go into a coma.
But since they're dead, it doesn't matter.
Why, I've known of mediums who have died as a result of the shock.
Oh, well, live and learn.
There are other things, even under perfect conditions, which are not in our favor.
Things.
For instance, in this case, Renee has been on the other side for just a short while.
So she's probably still
For
unpacking.
her to be able to contact us, she has to go through a certain learning period.
Food?
Wouldn't it be something if we could contact her? Would you try?
Please understand.
I'm a magic man.
I'm not a medium.
I'm a petite.
But if the rest of you are willing, we could give it a try.
I think it would go something like this.
It'll take me a while to prepare.
I'll have to change into my tap pants.
They could have taken the reflector out of the shot, don't you think?
Oops.
Well, I gotta order a couple more drab charcoal suits.
Yellow.
Hello, Lieutenant Lewis.
And I'm not very happy about it.
You what?
Calling from a phone booth? Stop that.
Harry, that guy is crazier than I thought. The first stage was set, and then came the real break. The one man I wanted most to observe during the demonstration
was
Tony Patini.
Oh.
Fortunately, his curiosity got the best of him. Harry was keeping a close watch on the house and spotted him looking in the living room window.
Nude.
He called me, and I relayed the message to Don Harris, who had expressed an earlier willingness to help.
And he called two friends, and one of them had a pickup.
Then I dialed the phone carefully after I rechecked the number. Well, I guess I don't have to always tell you everything.
Hello, Miss Byington. Is Don there?
Mom says you can sleep over tonight.
Buck Henry lurks.
Surprise, chiropractors!
Now you get in there and you tell the manager what you took.
The kid just shoved him in a house.
Good. I'll be right down there.
I'll just slip into something more comfortable.
I arrived at the house in 10 minutes. We couldn't have asked for a better setup. Patini was boiling mad, and I knew something would happen soon.
And I was determined to stop it.
You can't keep me here. I came here to see all the people that have caused me all the trouble. That's the only reason I was out there.
Look, I'm not holding you. As far as I'm concerned, you came here of your own accord.
But I'm being held here against my will.
Ah, he's a shapeshifter.
You will never keep me in this room.
Madeline, I'm running out of patience with you.
Why am I always subjected to the work of the devil?
That's the closet, Matling.
Amen. Is this the ham operator and bully victims club?
He got kind of carried away with the Frost and Streak kit, didn't he?
Well, hunker down.
Well, now.
Hey, now.
Are we ready for a demonstration in psychic phenomena?
With no further obligation on your part.
I have here a speaker, a wine glass, and a razor blade. Now, the reason for these unusual objects is this.
I hate it when weird guys have Mary Kay parties.
If you remember, during World War II, some of the prisoners of war made themselves radio receivers using razor blades, bits of tinfoil,
salamanders,
cigarette packages, and other odds and ends. They assembled them carefully and were actually able to receive radio broadcasts.
Can you stand it?
Just recently, I read of a man who received a local radio station from his medicine chest.
I read about some kids who saw the Virgin Mary over a hot
The
tub.
articles in the chest were placed in just the right position, and this enabled him to hear a music program.
Oh.
The razor blade is attached to the speaker by wires.
He's a regular MacGyver.
And is then placed in the wine glass. If there is an entity or spirit present in the room, it would be possible through a method known as telekinesis,
or telekinesis,
or the moving of objects by thought, to move the vibrator contained in the speaker.
Oh, vibrator.
Oh, I remember something like that in school. A student, during a demonstration,
was gunned down.
moved a salt shaker across the table by merely concentrating on it.
That's precisely the same theory that I hope to demonstrate here tonight.
Don't ever interrupt me again.
Lights, please.
Woo! Hey, who goosed me?
Let us all concentrate.
This is garbage.
I'm too hip to concentrate, like, man.
I'm an octoroon, you know.
Kruger, you're not
If there's an
concentrating.
entity present who can speak to us.
Please do. The party's really dragging.
Can you tell us
Does Betty like me?
what happened on the porch last Monday night?
This past Monday or the one before?
Who? Tell us, who? Who?
Who put the bam in the shamalama ding dong?
Maybe you should have used a track too.
She's constantly furrowed.
I made a mess.
Answer has been held since noon today in a hermetically sealed jar on Funkin' Wagnall's porch.
Is correct. These 4 people are going to confess just so they can get out of here.
Noon today.
They're gonna look back on this and laugh.
Who is with us from the invisible?
Funkin' Wagnall.
Yes.
Please,
Hermetically sealed.
Right.
tell us who you are.
Mayonnaise jar.
Yes, thank you.
It's important that we know.
To talk to the dead, press 1. If you'd like the Ethereum, the Imperium, or the Emerald Beyond, please hold.
I can't hear it clearly.
It's because it's a razor blade in the glass!
Who?
My, he's a thick, voluptuous man.
Oh, the dead'll want a sandwich.
Nothing happens now.
Come on, invisible. Oh!
I distrust it.
As this was only an introductory demonstration to stimulate interest, I didn't expect it to happen so fast. But after just a few minutes in a darkened room,
I was drunk on my
TV
ass.
broke.
I didn't do it. She was dead when I got here. All I was doing was delivering her pictures. I swear it.
Shh, you're gonna spook the
She was
dead.
dead against the wall when I got here.
Wait, is this Susan's baby shower?
Thou shalt not communicate with the dead. Remember the wisdom of Solomon in the book of Proverbs. In the house of the righteous is much treasure, but in the revenues of the wicked is trouble.
Oh, for God's sake.
After Matling's sudden outbreak, it was impossible to continue further. I want the whole story, Bettini.
He's in a metaphysical snit.
Now.
It's the truth. I swear it. I'll sign a statement. Anything!
I'll sign a basketball.
Someone should have gone with him to pick out glasses.
When I got here about 9:30, I found her door open.
My scalp was itchy and flaky.
I was bringing the extra pictures she wanted. She told me she had to have them before morning to show to an agency. I pushed the door open. She wasn't there.
I put her underwear on my
So
head.
I laid the pictures on top of the dresser.
I blame myself for that.
I came back down the hall and started for the porch steps. And then I saw
he's tacking into the wind.
It was terrible.
A big W.
This thing sticking out of her neck. Just then,
Ew, shut him up.
a woman stepped out of the house. And I knew I was it if I didn't get out of there. So I started running.
But then I had no pants on.
I must have caught my heel on the porch step. It ripped off.
We could use a flashback. Remember, this is a motion picture.
The shoes in the river.
You could have saved us a lot of trouble if you'd told us that in the first place.
Meanie.
If there are no objections, I'd like to hold let's call it a meeting. Tomorrow night at my laboratory.
You know, I think his hair is Bermuda grass.
There'll be no interruptions there.
Trans-dimensional losers.
9 o'clock.
Dress for movement.
Sharp.
Bring a dish to pass.
I was inclined to believe Bettini's story. He offered no objection to attending a second demonstration the following night.
This isn't Baker's Square.
Enough, no one of the group objected, and I began to wonder if we were on the wrong track again. Krasker's lab was a makeshift affair in the basement of a store building, a few blocks from the rooming house.
Everybody gives me a quarter because there's a lot of expenses.
Gotta smell like a ferret cage in there.
I have a feeling Krasker doesn't do much entertaining.
And my wife came downstairs. Her face was split. Risen.
Ah, Swisher Sweets.
Swisher.
Last night, after the demonstration, I came back here to the lab.
Can we get back to our bleak, meaningless lives?
I noticed some small objects floating around the room.
They were boogers.
Oh, I realized that someone on the other side was trying to contact me.
That's why I wrote this song.
But it wasn't until a few hours ago that I found out it was Renee.
It's my theory.
What about pie?
That when a person expires, a certain glow radiates from the body.
It smells like vanilla.
Something like a tube that is turned off.
Oh, a lot of nose grease.
This radiation that cannot be seen by most people is called foxglow.
A planned community.
Foxglow
is what it's called.
Is a minute radio signal.
As small as my head.
It can be amplified powerfully enough to activate certain minerals, such as this prepared crystal.
I think he means me.
The signal is then filtered through standard radio equipment.
Krasker recommends Zenith products.
And by this method, we can communicate directly with the deceased.
Didn't you cover this in yesterday's lecture, sir?
When I realized that Renee was trying to send a message,
I threw up.
I worked with the frequencies and adjusted the variable vibration pitch until I found just the right combination.
But I was still getting that annoying hum.
Is this your Lennon?
It's Renee.
Don't rot away, Renee.
Let's see, I'll turn on some unrelated electric equipment to make it pretty.
I'd like to thank Edmund Scientific for their generous support of this project.
I don't have roadies, so I have to...
See, licorice whip attached to this gizmo.
Let's see, patch 345 to complement her through the symmetrics equalizer. That'll be here in a minute, don't worry.
Hey, Krasker, your one deal there is kind of floating.
Hey, hold it, that's not supposed to happen.
That belongs to me, thank you.
Look, maybe you guys should break into small groups at this point.
His curling iron.
Sorry, folks. This went a lot better in rehearsal. It'll be just a moment.
An anxious Bob Dylan.
Eee.
Hello.
We were all surprised when the Rosetta iron beeped
Hello.
They hung up.
I'm speaking to anyone on the 18 MOC range.
Incredible?
Not really.
Unbelievable?
No.
Thousands of unexplainable sounds have been heard on frequencies of varying lengths. Only a few of them were ever traced down. They were usually explained off as static of one sort or another. Henry Krasker was a credible man, brilliant and rational, and I also knew he was something of a showman.
This was clearly an off
But
night.
about his radio device, he was sincere. Just how far he had progressed toward its completion, I was not aware.
Apparently
Part
not
of
far.
Krasker's effects were certainly succeeding in making those present nervous.
You're so
I believe
stupid.
they were
You dumb,
convinced
stupid head.
he could talk to the dead girl.
Sam, I said no witchcraft.
Why, thank you, the dead.
Oh, the dead is so thoughtful, huh?
So big deal. My stools float.
Do you see what I mean?
Don't the dead just bug you? Come on, back me up.
Look at the pounds of sweat in this shot.
Can you hear me clearly?
Otherwise, I could hang up and call back.
I'm trying to be dead. Could you keep it down?
Not very clear.
Well, then you talk to the dead. Jeez.
Not so loud. I think I hear a voice.
Who, Renee? Who?
Who?
I really want to know.
Shiny.
The dead, could you turn your radio down, please? Ooh.
Say that again.
It was kind of funny.
Caught her in a tryst with Aleister Crowley.
Who, Renee? Who?
Well, you know what? I can't remember who killed me. It hardly matters, you know.
Repeat that.
I said,
Ah!
Oh.
Oh, my ride's here.
Renee must love Jesus.
Now he's supposed to bring her Diet Coke or something?
Huh?
No, not yet. No, you're supposed to be dead.
I'm having a reaction.
Oh, so there's Bunny Lake.
Yeah, what do you know? Oh, Canada. Dun,
So you're
dun.
not dead.
Never said I
I knew
was.
this was a trick. You didn't fall down, and I couldn't have hit you. When they wouldn't show us the body, I knew you weren't dead. I.
Ay, 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 ay.
Ah.
Yeah. My little corpse.
What I mean was, it was so obvious I didn't kill you. Oh, boy.
You married the girl 2 months ago in Tijuana. We found the records this afternoon.
We stayed for a drink.
Now tell me the rest.
2 months ago,
We were wearing shorts, can you
it
believe
all
it?
started. 2 months ago,
Did it start 2 months ago?
we were out on a wild tear, and I got all tanked up.
It was like 2 months ago, I think.
She talked me into getting married. If my parents would have found out, they would have cut me off without a cent.
But they're dirt poor, so I don't know why I worried.
Wasn't so bad at first. All she wanted was small amounts of money.
And little bits of food.
And then she demanded more and more.
How do you like it? How do you like it?
I gave her every cent I had. And she threatened to tell my dad.
Now I understand. I might have
She
iced
was
her
no
myself.
good.
Where did you get the crossbow?
From Metro Archery in Blaine.
I had it in my room. I got it from my father years ago up in San Francisco.
His grandmother knitted it for him.
He told me to shoot conniving blondes with it.
We used to hunt together.
He'd hunt me and then I'd hunt him. It was a good system.
That night, she said she wanted a lot of money.
He is so not from San Francisco.
No.
I had no way in the world of getting it unless I told my folks. Then came the payoff.
Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret.
She said she was going to have a baby. If that was true, I knew it couldn't have been mine.
I took some shrapnel down. Well,
I knew she was chasing around, and I didn't care.
The effect of jazz on youth.
I don't know what happened to me.
I'm a bad boy, yeah, bad.
After she left my room.
I started sharpening a curtain rod, and everything just snowballed.
Narrow out of a window rod.
Trick I learned from the Apache.
And I sharpened it.
Luckily, I had a window rod sharpener.
Out of the house.
I disguised myself as a bison calf.
Well, look, just don't do it again.
It was I that insisted on substituting Hope instead of Renee's body.
I have to take credit for that.
You know, Henry, your methods are a bit fancy.
Your personal life's a little
They're
murky.
also very effective.
But in all fairness to Dr. Henry Krasker and to others who are earnestly striving to perfect just such a radio,
Good show
Henry
tonight.
to this day insists that his long work on radio would have been successful if he had been given an opportunity to try it. Would he actually have been able to contact you if given more time and under more favorable
Now, what are you doing?
Will man ever be able to contact the other side with a machine? Will the dead talk back?
No.
The meeting's adjourned.
No? Come.
Harry, you can come down now.
That's Harry on the catwalk. Let's give him a big hand.
Oh, artsy fartsy.
The Eno?
Yes, another great Saul Bass title sequence.
Okay.
Yep, they were in it. Fine. Great. Who cares?
Yes. And of course, the dad as themselves.
Ooh.
Well,
Hey, I just realized they never talked to the dead.
Oh, we got around to that.